Hello everyone, welcome to the Business Analytics for Informed Decision Making MBA 693 class for Spring 2020. My name is Nilofer Verzgani and I'm going to be your instructor for this class for this semester. Welcome to the first online class video. And we're going to have many more of such videos in the future. I wanted to take this opportunity to introduce all of you to the structure of the class, go through some of the details that are already mentioned in the syllabus, and I'll also walk you through the syllabus just to give you an idea of what the expectations of the class are and how you can access the different resources that are available to you. And I'll also talk about a little about the software that we're going to be using during this semester for this MBA 693 class. So let's get started. I have on my screen that you see right now the Canvas page open for this class. This is the home page, which is a welcome screen. And as I scroll down, you can see that the links available that are mostly used by students are given on the home page itself. You can access the syllabus, the modules, assignments, and grades through the home page. If you scroll to the right of your screen, you will see there is a link to my profile, and if I click on it, you can access my contact information, which is also available on the syllabus itself. But in case you don't want to go back to the syllabus, this is where you can find my email, my office phone number. Usually I'm in the office on the days when I'm teaching in person. So this semester for Spring 2020, I'm teaching on Mondays and Wednesdays. So if you want to meet in person, I will be there on campus on Mondays and Wednesdays, but we can always schedule an in-person meeting by appointment as well. Or you can send your questions to me via email or the Canvas inbox. Another option is that we can schedule a Zoom meeting, which will be online. That way it's flexible and you can meet from anywhere. We can meet from anywhere. So let's go to the syllabus so that I can walk you through some of the requirements of the class. I've tried to make the syllabus as detailed as possible. You'll see that the learning objectives are given, an introduction to the course is given. This is an 8 weeks class, so it might appear as too condensed, but I've tried to fit in the topics that I think would be the most applicable for an MBA level class. Just keep in mind that business analytics is an extremely wide topic, so condensing the topic to only a limited number of areas that we can cover over 8 weeks timeline is the most difficult part. But just keep in mind that the reference material, the textbook that is provided to you, and some supplementary material that I will provide is going to help you through those 8 weeks of classwork. So since this is an online class, you would require your laptop or desktop with a Canvas supported internet browser. I think the common browsers are all supported. Internet connection, and if you want to record yourself if you want to have Zoom sessions with me, you would need a headset as well. The required software for this class include Excel. We're going to use Excel heavily, but we're also going to introduce a new software. It's not relatively new, but it's something that is extremely relevant in the analytics industry right now, which is R. If you've not heard of R before, it's a statistical software which is open source, which means that it's free for download. So when we start working with R, I'll provide more information about how to download the software and how to work on it, some introductory notes on which functions are the most highly used. R is, keep in mind, since it's an open source software, there are a number of help forums and blogs available for you to access on the internet. Because it's free, you would not need a code or an activation key. You can just download it right away. So I wanted to make it clear here that we're going to be using R, but R itself does not have an integrated environment or a platform which makes it easy to work. So instead we're going to use an additional software which is called R Studio, and that software would be the platform on which we're going to run R. So when it comes to the download of R, you would have to download both R and R Studio in order to run the analysis. The textbook that is required for this class is Business Analytics. This is the one that's published by Cengage, and it's an extremely well-written book because it covers almost an overview of all the business analytics topics, but because we only have 8 weeks for this class, we're only going to cover select chapters from the book, which are given later in the semester. I have added some recommended textbooks from which we're going to be borrowing some material later on. You don't have to buy the recommended textbooks, but if you feel like business analytics could be your major, or it is your major, then these two books also are good reads in my opinion. So the course starts January 13th and it goes all the way till March 6th, which means we only have 8 weeks together. So we have to be really good in terms of time management and deliverables. It's very important to discipline yourself in terms of when you're going to do the work, when you're going to go over the material in an online class, because it depends on self-discipline and time management skills. So since the class starts on a Monday and assignments are due weekly, almost all of the assignments are going to be posted by the Monday in which the module is available. And for the module that we're covering, they will be due within a week, so next Monday, unless stated otherwise in that specific assignment. So the topics we're going to cover are given in this weekly schedule. For the first class, we're going to cover just an introduction, an overview of business analytics and the way we're going to handle it. Business analytics, according to different experts, has been defined differently, but the way we're going to look at business analytics for this class is that we're going to categorize it in 3 separate classes. The first class is descriptive analytics, and here in the syllabus I've provided a guide as to which topics relate to descriptive analytics. The second class is predictive analytics, which deals with using your data in order to make predictions and forecasts. And the third part of business analytics is prescriptive analytics, which talks about how to solve problems that you've already identified in the data descriptive analytics stage. So these are the topics that we're going to be covering for the coming 8 weeks. I have also given the textbook readings that would be covered in that specific module, and I'll keep posting additional material for each module that is required. As I scroll down, you're going to see that some of the topics here towards the end of the class might get a little technical. We are covering data mining techniques in this class, but since this is not a data mining specific class, we're going to only cover an overview of these technical topics so that you just understand the methodology behind each of these models and where to apply each of these models. So in case you need a little bit more of digging in or in-depth knowledge, you can always contact me and we can talk about supplemental resources for each of these technical topics that are listed in the syllabus. So I'll go over the grading and evaluations part of this class really quickly. So each week, the way the modules are designed is that you're going to go over your assigned weekly readings. We'll always have an online video lecture for each module. Sometimes we might even have more than one video lectures included in the module based on the topic that we're covering. So each 8 of the 8 weeks you're going to have an assignment due, and since that covers most of the work that you're going to be doing for the class, the weightage of the assignments is the highest. In total that weighs 80%. You're going to also have 3 online discussions which are going to be graded. They have a weight of 10%. The discussions are generally designed in a way that if you go to the discussions tab in your Canvas course, this is where you will see the posted discussions and the ones that are due. For the discussions, it's necessary for us to participate and communicate with each other, all of us that are in this class together. So generally the discussions will have two parts to it. The first part would be your analysis of the topic of discussion and your opinions of whatever was posted, which is going to be due by the Thursday of the week that is posted. And you're also going to respond to your fellow classmates' opinions and views by responding to at least 2 of your classmates by the Monday of the week that the discussions are due. If you right now go to the discussions page, you'll see that there are 2 open discussions right now: general questions and answers and ask the instructor. I really want to take this opportunity to encourage you to use the Ask the Instructor tab, where you could post a question that you have about any of the module or coursework or an issue that you're facing with respect to an analysis or the software use, and I will try to respond to it immediately. But if there are your other classmates who have had the same issue and want to add to the discussion, they can do so here as well, so that I know how many people are having the same problem and we can address it accordingly. So going back to the syllabus page, let me just scroll down where we left off. Yeah, here. And each week in the modules, in addition to the PowerPoint slides that I'll post, plus the lecture notes, which I may post for some of the topics, you're also going to have to submit a weekly self-check quiz. It's not going to be a long quiz, just multiple choice questions, 5 multiple choice questions pertaining to the topic that we covered in that specific module. So a really short self-check quiz where you can check how much of the material that you actually grasped while going through the video and the material that was provided to you. So the self-check quizzes account for 10% of your total grade. Please make sure that you submit all of your assignments on time throughout the semester. Again, I'm emphasizing this because it's a short semester and we really need to make use of the time that has been given to us. I generally accept late assignments up to a total of 3 days of delay, but there will be a penalty of 5% score deduction for each day of late submission, and only up to 3 days late will be accepted. So the rest of the topics that you need to know, these are just the university-wide policies and university-wide resources that you can use in addition to whatever has been provided on Canvas for you. Please make sure that you use all the resources that are provided to you and never be afraid to ask for help because it is a technical topic and some people do tend to have problems or difficulty in understanding the overall concept that we're trying to cover. So please feel free to ask questions, email me, inbox me, set up Zoom sessions. I also wanted to note that we do have a tutor for this class for this semester. So if you want more help, additional help with the class, please let me know, or please let Nicole Blair from the program office know about your needs for a tutor for this class. On the Canvas page, you will also see links to specific assignments that you can check here. For now, since we don't have any assignments due at this point right now, you only see the upcoming assignments, which are just the survey assignments that I've posted for now on the course website. This is just for my reference so that I can keep making the course better and better for future students as well. So there's a pre-course self-evaluation, a mid-semester check-in, and a post-course self-evaluation, just so that I can get an idea of how the class is doing, because this is an online class and I don't get to see you guys. So this will be a way for me to keep tabs on your feedback. The discussions will be posted under discussions. I will also add links to all of these assignments and discussions under the modules that I post. The files can be downloaded from files, but mostly I will post links to all the files that you need for that specific module in the module overview. If I click on modules, you'll see that I have designed module 0, so to say, which is a getting started module. All these pages over here that you see, they are going to cover the requirements for the class. So there's an about this course section, introduction to LaSalle University if you're a new student, policies and resources, course tools, and some tips for online classes. Again, please feel free to email me with whatever questions or concerns you may have. You can also use the Canvas inbox option that's available. I do have Canvas on my phone, so I can quickly respond to the inbox questions as well on my phone. But I generally prefer email because sometimes I don't get notifications for the inbox messages. So email is the preferred communication method for this class. If you have any other questions about the syllabus, please let me know. And if you cannot access any of the links that are up there, please let me know immediately so that I can adjust and make it accessible to everyone in the class.